Hey guys, and welcome to some more Factorio sending supporters to space. And today is the day we are going to start deconstruction on the starter base. So, as requested by you guys, I'm going to do a little bit of a walkthrough and just kind of, nostalgic, I guess, not tutorial, kind of just thinking back on what we did, how we got here, and just a quick walkthrough here of kind of everything that we have. And then we're going to start tearing it down. I've set up a train here, and I've done a few, mainly one tricky thing. So I set up a big hauler train here. I don't really know how many wagons it is. I think 20. And we're just going to park it like way up here or something. I may have to clear some biters, but I've also set up some of these vehicle wagons with tanks, because tanks actually have a much larger inventory than cargo wagons. And I could have just done this on the whole thing, I suppose, but I did want to filter some stuff. You actually can filter in a vehicle, believe it or not, in a tank and stuff, but I don't know, I just wanted to mix. There's really no logical reason behind it. We also have helicopters too if we need more inventory space, and I'm currently trying to burn wood up here. I'm actually burning it at quite a quick rate. Just have it powering some stuff. So anyway, there's that. A few more things that quickly I want to discuss before we go on a little tour down memory lane. I finished the nuclear here. However, of course, I think it's appropriate that I do this at least once. I have to move the whole thing. So, yeah. Yep, I said it. I have to move this entire thing down here. And here's the reasoning. So I actually spent like a lot of the day like brain headaching with pictures on how to get everything working, because the plates are not as simple as I originally had anticipated, and I tried to figure out where everything was going to go, and I think I figured it out. I'm not going to try to explain it because honestly it is convoluted as all hell. I barely understand, and I'm not sure it's going to work. But anyway, what it includes is building stuff up here, and the nuclear is going to be right smack dab in the way. So this thing needs to move down here, and the other benefit is that we found a lot of uranium down here anyway, so we need obviously a processing area for the uranium to build the, make nukes and the fuel cells, especially for the nuclear, which we should have down here somewhere, because this is where ore patches are, and it'd be kind of awkward to try to get them like up here. And this lake is actually even bigger, so we will need to do some more landfilling again. I'll do that off camera or on stream. But luckily I hadn't built too much of it, because I can just blueprint it and stuff. But this is going to move down here. We're going to have a processing facility down here somewhere. So that's the plan there. And I finished out, I put the tanks in this. I put the tanks in this. So these are all ready to go. And you may notice there is a patch here we've actually tapped and hooked in. So this is obviously very temporary. I've actually fully speed moduled this. It's filled up the boxes because I haven't turned this on yet. But it's filled up the boxes. I speed modeled it because I want a lot of output from it initially, because this is the only patch that's supplying these two smelters, and then also I want it gone. And this line, like, this is really convoluted. I know there shouldn't be crossings yet and stuff, but like I said, this is the only patch right now. I just want it gone, out of the way. So this is tied in. We haven't turned it on because obviously there's nothing for it to supply, and we're gonna have to go grab one copper and one iron patch, maybe if they're big, maybe two, get things running. But we have to get rid of the starter base first, because it's going to be right smack dab in the way of a lot of stuff. So anyway, let's take a tour. I remember, I think our spawn was right around here, and I don't recall. I know there was copper down here. We mined that out, and the iron. Oh, I know there was iron right. It's really hard when the things are gone to actually remember where they are, because the base is expanded so much it like kind of throws off your sense of scale. I think the iron was like over here-ish somewhere. I know it was up in this general vicinity. But I don't recall being that close to the water. I'm not actually sure. I know it was obviously to the left of the smelters. It may have been more like up here. But that's obviously long gone. And I remember we built our first power thing here where I completely messed it up. That was awkward. It's like in the first episode too. I was so like excited and focused on explaining things that I just completely messed this up and like did it without hooking it up to the right input. Yeah, I wanted to whack myself over the head with that. And yeah, so I remember oil. This has pretty much stayed the same actually. Oil, damn it, oil has. even running into pipes is the same. We expanded it, if you recall, all the way down to here. And rocket fuel, water and light oil to gas, and some liquefaction, which we only used a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it that much. Like, I like it. I really, really like, and I know this is a bit of sidetrack, but I really like the coal liquefaction. I love the fact they added it and that it's a way to use coal, but so far I haven't really seen much of a need for it. I mean, if you have a ton of coal and no oil, then obviously it's fantastic. But typically, all my coal is going to plastic, and we don't have oil shortages. So, although, I mean, we do have, like, insane amount of coal, so maybe that would actually be an option. But we actually need an insane amount of plastic, so who knows? This thing, this monstrosity over here, and this rail thing, I'm going to be kind of glad to get rid of this, because this is, well, this is just ridiculous. Although, believe it or not, this is probably going to be somewhat reminiscent. You may be reminded of this when we start to build out the other stuff. Like I said, my plan for things is pretty damn convoluted, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. This is by far the most complicated base I've ever built in my entire time playing Factorio, and the problem is it's on such a scale where if I don't get it right, it just doesn't work. Like, it period. You know, there's no, like, you know, it works okay, but it's not very fast. It's like, if I mess it up, it just ain't gonna work. And it's just gonna break. So it's a lot of planning. I've cut this off. I've cut off the ore to try to drain this. Unfortunately, we ran out of iron far before we ran out of copper. And, well, so we have a ton of copper to do something with. I might just nuke it, honestly. That's the other thing. So walking through here, obviously this train cannot hold every single thing in this base. We have a ton of storage, a ton of stuff on the belt, and you guys are gonna hate me or love me for this. I know some people are gonna love me because I've already seen comments mentioning it. I'm gonna pull out everything important in here, you know, all the assemblers, all the roboports, all the important stuff from storage, you know, obviously anything important, anything we can reuse, as much yellow belt as I can, because of course we do need that for science, and then I'm just gonna nuke it. It's not that I'm like fed up with it, it's just the idea of pulling all this crap off these belts and pulling all these belts, and the red belts are completely worthless. We're not going to use belt like for building past this point, and the red belt is just used in nothing except blue belt, which obviously we're not going to use. So I'm going to get the yellow belt that I can, and again, like all the important stuff, don't worry, I'll be getting the inserters, power poles, all that stuff, but otherwise I'm just going to nuke everything. Same with storage, important stuff, little things that I just don't want to carry with me, any wood that's left, I'm just going to nuke it. So that's the plan there. But starting back, so yeah, here's our smelters. We did expand these out. Stone never did get expanded, but that's fine. It's pretty much supplied us this entire time quite well. I also cut that off. Circuits, I'm actually, like, it's interesting, right? This brings up an interesting point. This is a really tiny circuit build. Like, if you think about how much, like, what this is compared to what we already have in the mad science base, this is like puny. I mean, this is like, what, maybe like a sixth of what we have in the mad science base, maybe a tenth, and yet I didn't really have issues with it, which is what's really interesting to me. I mean, if you recall, I did have some issues with it supplying the red circuits and the blue circuits when we were going full tilt, but still, it's like, it kind of puts things into perspective if you just give stuff time. Like, I've mentioned in the last couple episodes that to get some of the stuff done, I just AFK'd, like literally AFK'd, not just, you know, kind of done busy work, but actually left the game running while I ran an errand or I watched a movie or something, and let it chug away. And I mean, it's really just, I know I've said this now like 3 times, but really, guys, when you think about it, this circuit thing, this red circuit thing, that built this. Like, obviously not the rails and stuff, but everything, all the furnaces, all the beacons, all that type of stuff, obviously not the modules, but like, that's just really impressive, and that kind of gives you a sense of just, if you give something time to work, I mean, it'll work. And that's what's so beautiful about Factorio and the automation, is it's like, as long as you give it its input resources, which it was almost never out of, except for very few times, it'll just work, and it will always work. It'll just go, and it just blows me away to look back on this and be like, you know, these big ass smelters, everything in here except for the modules was built from this base right here, which is unbelievable because really this base is not that big. This is like already, I mean, like I said, the mad science base is already like 4 times the size of this base. So it's just kind of interesting to look back on that. We had our, this was kind of a makeshift like addition to the hardware store here, which, I mean, worked okay. The resources, you know, I at least was smart enough to put them kind of in like groups, things that required about the same type of materials. Our hardware store, which got expanded right down here. This PAX train, or not PAX train, outpost train, I will have to move and make, this is actually like insanely important stuff. These are actually very valuable chests. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this. Because I don't, well, I could just empty them, I suppose. But this is actually like some of the most important stuff we need. And then some belts strapped on here, assemblers. I did bump this up because we do need quite a few to do the make everything. And I have 1.4k smelters for God knows what reason. I think I overmade them. I mean, the smelters are done except steel, which is not going to, well, actually, I don't know, these steel smelters, I think I got rid of the blueprint. Yeah, of course I did. The smelters are actually, the steel smelters actually, oh no, here it is. These things take 300 furnaces a piece, and we still need 6 of them. 3 times 6 is 18, so actually we don't have enough furnaces. So that's interesting. Engines, purple science, military science, which is still backed up. I wish I had cheaper sciences I could knock out, but I mean, I'm out of iron. Blue. I remember building this, trying to squeeze this in here. And this was actually a very interesting challenge for me, getting this to work like that. Reds, greens, obviously very straightforward. Let's go down here. Our rocket, we are going to launch one more rocket. We obviously do not want to nuke the rocket. We can't pack the rocket up, so we are going to launch one more this episode. Blue circuits, that build was actually quite interesting too. That was a new thing for me, building the green circuits direct insert to the blue circuits. I had never really done that before. I just supplied the green circuits through a belt. Our train, auto train builder thing, which, speaking of which, did I mention this? No, I think I mentioned this on stream. I don't know, it all gets kind of messed up in my head. But anyway, I decided that with the amount of trains we need, and it's almost too ridiculous of an idea to pass up, to not do, so we're going to do it. With the amount of trains we're going to need and how cool it would be, I think we're going to make a train manufacturing facility. And I don't just mean like 2 assemblers and like just in the middle of this. I mean like a facility like the size of like this entire area in here, just dedicated to crafting a ton of trains, and we're gonna have multiple of these things set for like different what do you call them, routes or schedules, and just have these launch off, have a yard outside. We can just, you know, maybe make some go into the yard and stuff, but just have a huge facility for making and deploying trains and deconstructing them as well using the other mod for it. So I'm really excited for that. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put it. There's actually not that much of a convenient area to put it, unfortunately. Maybe like in the middle of this lake actually wouldn't be a bad idea, because it could go up or down. I'm not sure. That one will be interesting. But I did want to let you know about that. And then frames. Satellite robots. We have 3,500, which should be enough for the make everything, hopefully, in an outpost or 2. Or once the make everything gets going, it can just crank out these robots. Although we do need, hopefully that's enough, because we do need enough for at least 1 iron smelter and 1 copper smelter to be able to feed into the make everything. Each one of those takes about 650-ish, 550, and then the outpost. I mean, it's going to be kind of close, but we should be good. Plus the, actually plus the 620 that are in here, so we should actually be fine. And then here's the loading thing, and that's pretty much the base. Like I said, I mean, this base, high-tech's over here. Slow and speed modules we'll obviously want to keep. Those are going to just be recycled back into this. Battery production, this cable thing, which was wonky from the get-go. Furnace production, and that's pretty much the base. I mean, it's really not that big. So, first things first, let's launch a rocket because we need this out of the way, and we're gonna start packing stuff up. I kind of like that little nostalgic walkthrough. It did now that I was actually thinking about it specifically, it brought back some interesting memories building things. It could have gone better. We moved all our modules to here, by the way. So that needs to be something I definitely don't nuke. Oh, that's why I came over here at the tokens. I'm losing it. Forgive me if I'm like making no sense sometimes, guys. I've not been sleeping well. I don't know why, and I'm really, really tired. Okay, so we need to do a YouTube one. So yeah, that's that. Let's continue down here. The Mad Science series, though, I'm very happy with how that's doing. It's doing quite well, and the views on this have dropped down. That's to be expected, since there's another exciting new series going on. But overall, they're not bad in hindsight, in comparison, really. So I'm gonna turn this off because I do not want this making more. Or do I? Actually, yeah, I do. Satellites are 1 item, whereas this is like 6 items. I'm just gonna stop the request so it doesn't keep refilling it. But yeah, so let's make a YouTube capsule. Throw them in here. And I turned off the requests on those as well. In fact, I'm just gonna tear this up. And I'm gonna yoink the modules out too. Let's stick that in there. And going to hit the hotkey to not do that, apparently, to take off. And here we go. It's gonna be really loud. Do our Patron Plus crafter over here. This never gets old. Woohoo! You know how launching a rocket never gets old? Riding a rocket really never gets old. So now it displays up here, and I realized last time I was saying how the issue's supposed to be fixed, I realized I'm actually just an idiot, and for whatever reason didn't update to the latest version he gave me. I don't know why. I could have sworn I had, and that's why I thought that it should have been fixed, because I really thought I'd updated. I don't quite know what happened. But anyway, so now we got these guys up here. This will become quite more populated in the hopefully not too distant future. I heard like thumping and I thought it was in game. It was somebody walking upstairs. That actually kind of scared the hell out of me. All right, so let's teleport back down and start tearing stuff up. So the strategy here is we need to set some requests and stuff because I did want to kind of show you this system. And obviously, like you guys said, you wanted to see me tear up the starter base, so that's why I didn't just do it, you know. So let's go ahead and, I mean, like I said, there's still materials on here. I tried to drain what I could. That's why we need, like, tanks and this stuff, and then there's just going to be some stuff I just nuke. So, first things first, this is apparently not connected in anything or something. Actually, not quite sure. Not really sure what's happening here. Okay. There we go. Or maybe it was connected. I'm just dumb. Okay, so the first things, we have the uranium, which is on the opposite side of the base. That's going to be quite a travel for them. We have a ton of copper. We have some landfill. Ton of rails. Ton of yellow belt, which we do actually want. I'm just taking a quick look through here and trying to prioritize anything we want. Pretty much everything we want is actually the things that are the highest quantities, honestly. Yeah. Do we have any... Where are the robo frames? Should have quite a few of them stocked up. Okay, so like, we could do... So copper, they stack in hundreds, 25k, that's what, 250 stacks? Oh dear. Like that might be something I just knew. 25k is 1 minute's worth of production from one smelter unit. Like, I mean, it's really pretty inconsequential. I mean, I'll take some to feed to make everything and stuff, but... landfill, we definitely want that. Let's start requesting the uranium. It's going to be a really long travel for them. How much do we have? 10k, and they stack in... What do they stack in? Actually, that's a good question. Hundreds? 4.8k? This 48 slot? Yeah, so 4.8k. This actually, may all be able to fit in the tank, actually. So, let's go ahead and start requesting some of that. I put a ton of ports here because the charging, even with this, the charging is going to be god-awful. Let's just copy those down. So they're going to go bye-bye robots. And I was thinking I was going to filter stuff. I need to change my hotkey because for whatever reason, my middle mouse button, like the scroll wheel, doesn't... It's really weird. It only works like a tenth of the time. So, select, paste, remove... Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong... Crap. How am I supposed to find this? Is it filter? Great. So much for the search feature. It's actually probably going to be called something really obvious that I'm still not understanding. Confirm. Inventory, maybe? Toggle filter. Just thought it'd be interesting. Is there a key that I, like, don't use? How about, like, that key? This control has to be mouse related. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, how about this key? Waiting. Mouse button 5, there we go. Thank God my mouse has some other buttons on it. Okay, let's open him up. So this one, we probably have some green circuits and stuff. Like inserters would be good. We have 2.4K inserters. That's actually like 3 trains worth. So actually, some of this I don't even need to filter because it's just so much stuff. So if we just do like 500, oh, no. You idiots. Okay, so 500. This has, what, 40 slots? And then server stack to... It's not going to be enough. Just do that. So they will bring some here. It's going to take them forever. Like I said, it's on the entire opposite side of the base. Let's go ahead and we can start deconstructing some stuff. I'm going to clear my filter on this. Not my bots, please. I don't want this crap. I say it's crap, but really it's actually not. We do have a lot of science packs. That's something we could put maybe in this train. They do only stack, they stack in 1,000, so this is only like 2 stacks worth pretty much. Okay, so I mean they're slowly getting stuff here. It's not too bad. Could add some more robots, I suppose. We're going to be pulling them out anyway. It would probably expedite this process. Of course, going to get him working, but that's fine. We'll use up some more materials. Let's see, what can we start getting rid of? Start deconstructing some belt, perhaps, like this. Need to be careful. Okay, let's just take our ports out. How about that? That would be smart. Let's just start deconstructing some stuff, because that's construction robot stuff, which will be obviously separate. Now, I guess it's kind of dumb, because it's transferring it twice, because it's going to bring it to storage. But it's still multitasking, I suppose, because we have to tear it up at some point. And the logistics bots will never be the ones to tear it up. So while they're working, these guys can be tearing this stuff up. Like I said, all this yellow belt we're going to keep. The red belt, like I said, I'm just going to nuke it. There's really no point whatsoever in keeping it. Which is slightly unfortunate. It's a lot of brick. It's a lot of brick. That is a ton of brick. Okay, so, I mean, we're going to end up obviously getting some red belt, but... What were these? Okay, those were being used for that. My poor bots. Stop it. Okay, really, I suppose I could just well... Yeah. Just deconstruct that. Same with this. I mean, they're getting there. This, they're slowly bringing stuff here. 1.6K, that's actually pretty damn fast, all things considered. They are making progress. I mean, I'm actually pretty impressed with what these bots are doing. I don't see too many charging issues. There's a bit here. Could place another port. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to tear these up, but fixing charging issues will increase overall speed, essentially. So I'm going to tear this up. Okay, this is not full of stuff because I did handcraft it, thank God. It would have been so much stuff. Okay. Get rid of that. We are making a ton of wood chests for... Oh yeah, because we're using them for the steel smelters. Those are actually something we do need to keep. So clearly we're not going to get the whole starter base deconstructing this episode. I'm going to just do it off camera after this. But you guys said you did want to kind of see it, so I am showing what I can here. This is yellow belt, right? Yeah. Looking under the copper. And I'm waiting to tear this up to see if it's used for anything, and it looks like it's really not, like anything that's on. Because I kind of wanted to use it up. Don't really want to... we may actually run out of storage, to be honest. Ah, crap. I need to... Hold up. It's a good idea. We need to blacklist power poles, all of them, substations, and roboports. It's a good idea by someone in comments. This way I don't accidentally kill my power poles like I pretty much just did. We'll just deconstruct all that. And let's see, deconstruct all this, I think. Are there circuits being used? They should be being used for the frames, but they may have restocked already or be out of something else. And then once the Logibot's finished, we can start actually requesting more stuff, which, I mean, they're making progress. This thing filled up-ish. Okay, so those are stacking. Let's see, what else? That's requesting that. What else will fit in here? Maybe furnaces, not really. We have quite a few things left. I'm trying to find a lower number of something. It doesn't really matter what thing they're in because we're just going to unload all the stuff anyways. Something like low density structures could go in here. Those will definitely fit. No, they won't. They stack in tens. Walls would probably fit. We have 1,000 walls. Actually, let's just request 500, and this way we can split it between two chests. Because that's only 20 stacks, and we have over 20 here. So that should work there. This guy is getting loaded up. It should fit pretty much all of it into this tank. If not, we can stick a little bit in another tank or in a helo or something. I have a lot of crap on my person. Let's just trash the belts, because those will be nuke fodder anyways. Silo, okay, so they're still tearing that up. Silo, I think I want to keep on me, actually. Do we want that to be last? Doesn't really matter, does it? Crap. Why do I have so much stuff? I didn't have stuff earlier, did I? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's just get rid of that. And this episode probably has gone on long enough. I'm going to call it here, guys. So yeah, excuse me. Starter base is in motion of being deconstructed. It should be gone by next episode. And then we can start figuring out to make everything. I'm going to have to headache a little more with stuff to figure out exactly where I want it and how it's going to work and tie into everything. But hopefully I should have it figured out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And until next time, I'll also leave your thoughts down in the comments, as always. Until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.